Have you ever wondered what it's really like for a woman to live alone? Not just without roommates or children, but without a man in her life. Is it a life of loneliness and compromise, or quiet freedom and deep power? Today we go beneath the surface, beyond the stereotypes. This is the psychological truth about women who choose to live alone, and what it reveals about modern relationships, independence, and human fulfillment. For most of human history, a woman living alone was nearly unthinkable. Marriage was survival, economically, socially, even morally. But today, things have changed. In countries like the United States, Canada, the UK, Germany, and even parts of Asia, a growing number of women are choosing to live alone, not due to lack of options, but in pursuit of something deeper: autonomy, peace, control over time and space. This shift isn't just cultural, it's psychological. It signals a quiet revolution in how women define themselves beyond traditional roles. Women who live alone often display high levels of self regulation, emotional intelligence, and introspective strength. Why? Because solitude requires internal stability. Living alone forces a woman to confront herself, her thoughts, her fears, her desires, without distraction. And many find that without a man, they actually grow faster, emotionally, creatively, and spiritually. Contrary to the myth, these women are not unlovable or bitter. Many have loved deeply. Some still do, from a distance. Others simply choose freedom over dependency. Psychologist Dr. Bella DePaulo calls this singlism, the unfair stigma society puts on people, especially women, who live and thrive solo. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness is a craving for connection. Aloneness is the comfort of your own company. Women who live alone often cultivate deeper internal lives. They learn to be their own emotional support system. They may have fewer distractions, but also fewer emotional entanglements. But yes, the road is not always easy. There are moments of doubt, cold dinners, holidays spent alone. Sometimes the silence can feel like an echo of something missing. But over time, many women report something remarkable. They stop chasing. They stop performing. They start being. Society isn't always kind to a woman who lives without a man. She must be lonely. She's too picky. She'll regret it. These narratives often reflect more about our collective discomfort with female independence than any flaw in her choices. In many cultures, a woman's value is still tied to being a wife or mother. But what happens when a woman redefines value for herself? She becomes unpredictable, uncontainable, unapologetic. That scares some people, especially those who have never questioned the scripts handed to them. Here's the most surprising truth of all. Many women who live alone still experience love, richer, freer, and more conscious forms of it. They may date, but without desperation. They may love, but without losing themselves. And sometimes they find partnership, but only when it adds to their already full lives. This is love without dependency, connection without possession, intimacy without expectation. They have, in essence, reclaimed the right to choose, not just who they love, but how. A woman who lives alone without a man is not broken. She's not lost. She's not waiting. She is learning, growing, living on her own terms. In a world that often teaches women to attach, to compromise, to serve, she chooses to stand still in her own worth. And that is powerful. So before you judge, before you assume, Ask yourself, what kind of courage does it take to wake up every day in silence and still feel whole? Because that, dear listener, is the truth about women who live alone. If this video made you think, subscribe to Feel and Flow for more insights on psychology, purpose, and emotional intelligence. And if you know a woman who lives boldly on her own, share this with her.